we don't need anybody to offer courses called development studies. And it was being offered at UDS. So the vice chancellor called me the day after and said, Minister, because of the comment that you made, a student have just come to check out of development studies. And I said, it's good for him.
These comments coming from the former Minister of Education are quite sad and unfortunate. When I watched the video, I realized he was so big on STEM, and then I said, you know what? He's probably ignorant or he lacks in-depth knowledge about the development studies program. To be honest, I find the comments of the former education minister as highly hypocritical because this is obviously a minister who was part of an erstwhile administration that obviously borrowed. Borrowing, taking loans, being offered grants, all in the name of developing your country are all developmental principles. And guess what? They fall under development studies. To achieve development, you need trained developmental practitioners who would actually draw that roadmap for you to know where funds should be allocated in order for you to maximize the loans or grants that you are offered. Interestingly, free SHS as one of the major policies of the erstwhile administration, of which the former Minister of Education was a part of, is a pure developmental issue. The erstwhile administration aimed at ensuring that the ordinary Ghanaian gets access to free senior high school education. And I am very sure that when he was vying for the position of flag bearer in his party, most of the things that he said he would do in relation to his policies were deeply rooted within development. Now, for the former minister to turn around and pass all of these interesting comments about development studies, to be honest, it's quite hypocritical and quite unfortunate. Now listen, this is purely no politics. Critical conversations like these must be had devoid of sentiments, devoid of political caps, devoid of emotions. Having established this, now let's get educated on development studies, shall we? To begin with, development studies is not a confined program. It is a multidisciplinary program that draws from economics, political science, anthropology, sociology, and many other programs. Don't get it twisted. Development studies is not simply studying development like some of you think it is. It is actually an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary program. It is a field that seeks to understand and solve developmental challenges like poverty, inequality, unemployment, poor health systems, and many more. All of these obviously encompass some of the many problems we face right here in Ghana. Even when it comes to achieving the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, it is through development studies that Ghana as a country will find out as to whether they will be able to achieve either some of the goals or all of them. And where difficulties may be faced, it is this same program or field of development studies that this will be known. And to think that the former minister was actually calling for an essential program like development studies to be expunged from the universities in Ghana is quite unfortunate. Because guess what? Today, we still have globally respected universities like the University of Oxford, the University of Cambridge, and many others that still offer development studies. These are universities that are obviously situated in countries that Ghana usually takes skills and lessons from. If you're a student and you are currently pursuing a program in development studies, I'm sure by now you should know more and even better. And listen, if you are currently thinking about pursuing a program in the field of development studies, there are so many opportunities out there in different fields for you, be it NGOs, INGOs, government institutions, so many organizations. You just need to explore. And listen, it is not necessarily about the program you pursued. It is about the skills you enhance yourself with, such that you come out different. And guess what? If you are done with development studies at the undergraduate level, you are also open to diverse programs at the postgraduate level. The problem is definitely not development studies. The problem is definitely not about any other program either. The problem is deeper than we think. It is about equipping students, especially at the university level, with practical skills, with transferable skills, such that when they are done with school, they are ready for the job and labor market. It is about ensuring that students are highly employable when they are done with their university education. Let me end by stating emphatically that no single university program is useless. It is more about how well you can utilize that certificate when you are done pursuing that particular program. I will end by saying this: all stakeholders need to come on board in ensuring that Ghana's universities focus more on teaching practical skills, industry exposure, digital competencies, if you like, entrepreneurial skills, and in fact, problem-solving skills in the real world. These are the things we need to focus on as a country, rather than fishing out a particular program and saying very interesting things about that program. I'll end here. As always, love and light all day, every day.